This video is going to be very interesting. We're going to use OpenAI's API and implement generation post content with the help of AI, like the ChatGPT API. You can just provide the prompt, hit this AI button, and it will render and generate post content for you. This video is an excellent example how things work in the real world. We have been following the package README exactly as it was written there, but things weren't working in the same way as it was described. And we had to debug the problem, we had to understand what was going on, and finally, obviously, we figured it out, we implemented it in a very elegant and nice way, but we struggled a little bit. I really recommend to watch this entire section because that's gonna give you a great lesson. Now let's commit all the changes what we made in the previous video and let's review them quickly. We displayed photos inside the group profile page, and we did the same thing in the profile controller right here. Okay, nice. Let's commit everything. We also added new file, this tab photos component. Okay, let's give it a proper commit message. Display photos in group profile page and in user profile page. Okay, everything was committed. Let's open our browser. I need to reload because I restarted the computers since my previous recording, and let's log in. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to do one very kind of useful feature because AI is taking a lot of attention right now, and AI basically is that is used in almost every application. So I decided to add nice AI feature integrate through API with OpenAPI. Basically, whenever we click to create the post, I'm going to write a hint for the AI, for example, create post content about, for example, top programming languages in 2024, for example, something like this. And then I'm going to click a generate button or some sort of button right here. I don't know where I will put this button. And this OpenAI, I'm going to access through API to OpenAI's and then get this post content. And we're going to have basically the possibility to write, to use AI to write posts. Okay, so for this, we will need first to create an account in the OpenAI. I have a lot of tabs open from my previous lessons, which I'm going to close, almost all of them. I will need these hero icons, but first of all, let's I need hero icons because I want to have this icon for the, like these sparkles. Such icons are used for the AI auto generation, so I can use this icon. But first, let's create the account in the OpenAI. I already actually have an account, so if I go inside OpenAI and then log in OpenAI, this is just an overview. Okay, OpenAI login. I think I have used my limits in terms of using the API key. I was redirected to my ChatGPT. Okay, OpenAI API key, something like this. Let's check. Explore the API. Get started. Platform OpenAI. This is it. Okay, now let me try with my email and password. Okay, we need to log in. If you don't have an account, you have to create this account. I already have an account. I'm just going to try to log in. I will implement the functionality and then Where is my API key? Let's go into, this is my account. This is playground. Let's go into settings. This is my organization ID. API keys. Here we go. So here are my API keys. And yeah, I can use one of them. I have doubt that it has these limits. Basically, you have number of free API requests inside OpenAPI. And after that, you have to, it will start billing, and you have to set up the billing in your account. Actually, I think that I have already just run out all my free API calls. That's why I will probably create new account. But let's start with the package which we're going to use inside our Laravel. I think there is this Laravel OpenAI PHP package. I think this is it. OpenAI PHP Laravel. This is exactly what I need. Okay, so then we're going to execute the following command to install this. We're going to execute OpenAI install. This will create config OpenAI PHP configuration file, and we have to provide the following OpenAI key and OpenAI organization, and then we can already create this. This is basically a chat, so we are making requests with the following command. I think this is very easy actually. So let's copy the following command, open our project, and let's execute this. At the end of the project, we are going to deploy this on shared hosting using GitHub Actions. As a choice of hosting provider, we're going to use Hostinger, who is very kindly sponsoring this entire project. Hostinger is one of the best shared hosting providers out there. I discovered their services about 3 years ago, and I moved out all my PHP websites from VPS hosting of another hosting provider into Hostinger's shared hosting. There are several great benefits. Very fast and secure servers, full configuration on your PHP versions, extensions, and settings. Nice and modern user interface from which you can manage your domains, DNS, SSL certificates, emails, and much more. Integrated SSH and Git support, affordable prices. And if you are not happy with their services, they also offer 30 days money-back guarantee. Their premium and business hosting includes free domain, support for 100 websites, unlimited number of certificates, and much more. For a full list of features, visit website hostinger.com/thecodeholic or click on the link in the video description. If you decide to grab hosting, during checkout use coupon code TheCodeHolic, which will give you extra 10% off on already discounted price. And thank you Hostinger for sponsoring this entire project. I'm going to copy this OpenAI install command as well. It is installing. Okay, cool. Let's paste this PHP Artisan OpenAI install. There are no commands defined in the OpenAI namespace. This is pretty interesting. Requires okay, wait. We installed this package 0.8.0. Next, execute the. Okay, let's try this once again. Something is broken in the README. We definitely executed this command correctly, right? OpenAI composer require OpenAI PHP Laravel. So let's observe this once again. Copying directory. Oh, this is something else which is run after the install composer require. Yeah, so that was successfully installed. But when we are trying this PHP Artisan OpenAI install, we get the following error. This is a pretty good example, basically. When you sometimes find this package, then you install it, but when you follow the README, it simply doesn't work. So we have to troubleshoot why it is not working. First of all, let's copy this command. Not the command, but the error. Okay, and I'm going to search for this. No, this is not for the Python. I'm in incognito right now. Platform openai.com API keys. Okay, this is the URL which I need to open in my main browser right here. Yeah, cool. And then let's copy this. And search for it. There are no commands defined in the OpenAI namespace. Okay, am I doing something wrong? Laravel OpenAI PHP. Okay, this repository contains the integration code of the OpenAI PHP for Laravel. If you want to use OpenAI PHP client in a framework agnostic way, take a look at OpenAI PHP client. Okay, this is the basic client on PHP, and this is the client which is using that that client for PHP, and this is built for Laravel. However, this requires PHP 8.1, install OpenAI. Okay, that should create the config file, which we don't have at the moment, right? We don't have this OpenAI. I'm going to search for like this, PHP artisan OpenAI install. Let's put this in double quotes, fails. Next, you should add OpenAI API key inside your EN file, but this fails in our case. Are we doing something wrong? I feel a little bit stupid right now because no one talks about this error. There are no commands defined in the OpenAI namespace. Okay, let me search for Laravel. There are no commands defined in the namespace. Okay, inside console commands kernel PHP, there need to be something. Let's open this console commands kernel PHP file. Come on. It is not in our project. You execute artisan command using name. Okay, this is the command. Let me search for this illuminate console command. I'm going to search this inside my entire project if we have any commands that is extending this. We don't have any custom commands. If I search for it inside this vendor, there are plenty. Publish command. Okay, this is inside Laravel sale. We have this publish command. Okay, let me search for this OpenAI PHP. We have this Laravel version, and let's search for this command. Okay, pretty interesting. This is the main version. Let's check specific tag. This one, for example. Yeah, it needs the same OpenAI install command. And finally, you may use OpenAI facade to access this OpenAI API. So this is for the configuration. Okay, I have to do something by myself. And let me think, what options do I have? So first option is to debug why this doesn't work for me, in which case it will take a lot of time probably. Second option is don't use this OpenAI PHP Laravel, but use OpenAI PHP client, this one. We're going to create this OpenAI client and we're going to do the following approach instead of what Laravel suggests. And we have a documentation here for that. This is second approach. And third approach probably will be to figure out how the configuration file looks like, this file, and copy this and create this OpenAI PHP config file inside my config folder. I can do this manually. Okay, so I think that this command, PHP artisan OpenAI install, this command only creates this OpenAI config file. Yeah, I'm going to go with that approach. I plan to create this manually. Let me define the following keys inside my env. I need to do this inside env example as well and commit this. I'm going to put this at the very bottom. OpenAI API key, we have that, and the organization. And let me provide this from my OpenAI profile from here. This is the new one, which, yeah, I need to generate new secret key. That's going to be for Laravel social media project. Create secret key. Okay, I'm going to copy this. Let's hit done. I'm going to paste my OpenAI key. As for my organization ID, I need to go inside settings maybe, and I'm going to get this and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so I have my env, but I should not do this inside the env example. I should do this inside env because this env example is something that I need to commit and push. And don't ever commit your API keys or any sensitive information into your Git project. So we need to copy this, put this inside our env file, actually env file, which does not commit and does not push. But here inside the env example, we can just leave it like this, ska something, and now this org something. Okay, so then this is something feel free to commit and push this, but this is something which we don't commit and push. Okay, so we have this env ready. Let me try to make this API call without having this config file. I'm almost sure that we're going to have this error, and then I will create this config file, OpenAI config file, basically this config file, and then I will try to redo the same thing. Okay, let me copy the following command, and we are going to do this inside the post creation, right? So let's open our post controller and create one method, generate post content. Yeah, something like this. Okay, I'm going to paste my copied content. This should go obviously inside the import section. Let's format the code. We can import this class here. It is imported. Okay, so, and we're doing everything correctly, just we need this prompt. So I'm going to accept request here, and then I'm going to get this data, and from request I'm going to get I can actually just get one, and this is going to be prompt, and this will be just prompt. We don't do any validation. This is just a text. We will treat this as a text, and we will put this inside the content. However, we're going to give this content an additional description. Okay, let me put this, move this on a new line. Okay, and this is what I'm going to tell ChatGPT. So this basically works in the same way like we interact with ChatGPT. Okay, please generate social media post based on the following prompt. And I'm going to give that prompt here. Actually, let's use a new line based on the following prompt, and let's provide this PHP end of line to move this on a new line. So it will be like this. Actually, let's do like this. And then we are gonna provide, let's do one more new line. PHP end of line. And then we're gonna provide this content prompt. Please generate social media post content based on the following prompt. Then two new lines, and we're giving the prompt. Okay, let's return this. We're going to return with a response, and I'm going to return an array, which will be just content. This is going to be result, choices, 0, a message, content. Okay, this is how we're going to get this. Let's remove this comment from here, and I want to test this. Let me open web.php. I'm sure it's not going to work because we don't have this main config file for OpenAI, because we were unable to run OpenAI install command. But we will try to do this manually, what this OpenAI install command should do. And this should be, of course, for authenticated users. We have this group, and here we need to do here. Okay, so post is the prefix. Let's duplicate this. It should be post request. We are accepting not post, basically. We need just AI post. Let's call this AI post. And the method will be generate post content, or I like the name AI post content. And the name will be AI post AI content, something like this. Then we're going to make requests from the front-end side. So we're going to open post modal. Okay, this is it. And let me first just put a button, not a nice button where I finally plan, but any button somewhere here, and make sure that the backend works. So we have the following section. I'm going to put this button right here. AI post. Here's the button, and I need to listen, click on this button, get AI content. Okay, we need to create that function, so let's scroll up. Get AI content. We are going to use, I'm going to use Axios. Axios client, I'm going to make post request on the route, on the following route, post AI content, which we defined right now. Okay, this will obviously return some kind of response. And then I'm going to print that response, and let's catch any kind of errors as well. And let's print error as well. However, I need to pass prompt. This is something what I don't pass right now. So prompt will be form body or form okay, where is this form defined? Here it is, and it has body. Okay, so we need prompt will be form.body. We can also do an extra check. If form body does not exist, we can immediately return. We don't do anything, simply. Okay, cool. Let's open developer tools. And let's click this AI post, nothing happens. Okay. Now let's give it some kind of prompt. Let's give it test for now. Click on AI post, the request is made. And from the server side, we have this exception. OpenAI API key is missing. Please publish the OpenAI configuration file and set the API key. This is exactly what I expected. Okay. However, maybe I have like the project misconfigured or something, but this PHP Artisan OpenAI install doesn't work. If I just search for this OpenAI install, does not work. This is something else. Now we can provide Laravel. I'm gonna check one thing. Maybe they made some bug in a very latest release, and they didn't have enough time to fix that so far. So we have this two tags, 0.8.0 and 0.8.1. This is 8.1, which is the latest, which was released 2 weeks ago. It is not that recent. It was released 2 weeks ago. Where's the date? Here it is. And I guess this is the version we installed. But let me actually try the following. I'm going to install a specific version like 0.8.0. So I'm going to change this in my Composer JSON. Wait, what version was actually installed inside Git Composer? Let's search. It installed 0.8.0. Maybe the issue is inside 0.8.0 and not in 0.8.1. This is also interesting. Let me check one thing. So I'm in 0.8.1. So I was checking the latest version. And the latest version, which is 0.8.1, is talking about executing the following command. But I actually have installed 0.8.0. Right here, my PHP Storm tells me what version I have installed right now. And if I switch that version, 0.8.0, I hope that I will not see this PHP install, or maybe I see it. Look at this. Look at this. So I was checking the latest version of documentation. However, I had the previous version. That's a very, very common thing which happens in the real world. It's good that I didn't pause and I didn't troubleshoot outside of the recording. I was a little bit ashamed that I wasn't able to resolve this. So now if we are on the not the latest, but the version what we have installed right now, we see that we have to execute a different command to publish this. You get my point. So if we copy the following command and paste here and hit the enter, it created this file. Let's go inside config and we see this OpenAI file. Okay, awesome. Now I will try to switch to the latest version. So I will delete this file. I will go inside my OpenAI PHP Laravel and I'm going to change this version to be above or equal 0.8.1. However, because this version is something which is not installed, I have to open terminal and execute composer install. Okay, here we have this issue. Required package OpenAI PHP Laravel in the log, blah, blah, blah. I see. In the log, we have this version 0.8.0, but we requested right now 0.8.1. But that doesn't specify your constraint. Okay, that makes sense. And now let's execute the following command, composer require. Here it is. But I'm going to provide to install the version 0.8.1. Let's hit the enter. Okay, it looks like we are unable to install the version 0.8.1 because of some conflict, and that's why Composer automatically installed 0.8.0. So this is also very, very, very good case. Be very attentive right here in this part. So Composer automatically resolves what version we are trying to install, and also it compares that the version what we are trying to install doesn't conflict to anything else. So if that version, the 0.8.1, did not conflict to anything else, Composer would install PHP this version 0.8.1. However, Composer detected that the 0.8.1 was conflicting to something else, and that's why it installed 0.8.0. Now, there are two options. Either we have to stick with 8.0, or we have to find out what is conflicting with 8.1 and try to update this to the latest version. Okay, pretty interesting. Let's find out what it is conflicting to. OpenAI PHP Laravel 8.1 requires Guzzle HTTP Guzzle 7.8.1. Okay, but the package is fixed at 7.8.0 log file. So inside log file we have this Guzzle HTTP Guzzle 7.8.0. This is what we have logged right now. And the latest version of OpenAI PHP Laravel 8.1 requires latest version of the Guzzle HTTP Guzzle. This is the issue. So we're going to find out this Guzzle HTTP Guzzle inside Composer log. I'm going to find out and basically also need to know exactly what packages are using that. Do we have this inside Composer JSON? Excuse me. So this is the command. I'm going to search for inside Composer JSON. Okay, and inside Composer JSON we have it installed from here. And as you see, PHP tells me that inside Composer log we have this 7.8.0. But what if I try to first install the latest version of this Guzzle HTTP Guzzle? So I'm going to execute Composer require Guzzle HTTP Guzzle. Okay, and I hope that it's going to update to the latest version. Let's see. Let's load file system changes. Okay, now it is complaining about this OpenAI PHP Laravel, that if we try to update this to version, what we are trying to do right now, what is this? Oh, this is probably just an example. So right now we are not unable to update also Guzzle HTTP Guzzle to the latest version, and the latest version probably is 7.8.1 because we have already installed the following package, which is inside Composer log 0.8.0, and that has the dependency of this. So let me make this very clear if it is not for some reason. So the OpenAI package is 0.8.0, what we have right now installed. And that requires Gazelle HTTP 7.8.0. Okay, so when we try to install the latest version of OpenAI, which is 0.8.1, that requires 7.8.1, but because we have already installed inside log 7.8.0, it is not able to install this version. Okay, and it happens in the vice versa. Okay, if we try, because we already have that installed and that installed, if we try to update the Gazelle HTTP Gazelle to the following version, then we have this issue because that package needs this version. So right now what I'm going to do is just remove this OpenAI Laravel completely. Composer, remove OpenAI Laravel. Okay, it removed OpenAI PHP client, Laravel, PHP. Okay, everything was removed. Let's load file system changes. We don't see this OpenAI PHP Laravel. Now let's try to install the latest version of Gazelle HTTP Gazelle, and it should proceed. Composer require, let's have a look. Look at this. So it was updated to the latest version, which is 7.8.1. Cool. It was installed, and we see now inside composer log we have installed 7.8.1. Now if we try to install, let's change this into require, composer require OpenAI PHP Laravel, hit the enter. Now let's see which version was installed. Okay, it looks like it's still installed 0. Let's see. Yeah, it's still installed 0.8.0. Probably there is another conflict, and I will try to install this specific version above 0.8.1. Okay, let's see. There is another conflict, and that conflict is talking about the Laravel framework version. Let's see. This composer, okay, OpenAI PHP Laravel 8.1 requires Laravel framework 9 point above 9.46. These specific versions basically. Okay, we have, but the package is fixed at 10.32.1. This is a very weird case and not very often case. It's a very weird and rare case as well. So now our OpenAI Laravel package is not able to install because we don't have the proper corresponding Laravel version for this. Inside our composer log, we have 10.32.1, but this package needs 10.32.2. Okay, I will try now to update Laravel framework version. Let's check the version of Laravel framework. Here it is, 10.32.1. So let me copy this part, and I'm going to execute composer require Laravel / framework and that version above 10.10. It should update to the latest version, which is this 10.32.2. So we updated our Laravel application. Okay, interesting. Now if we execute this composer require for OpenAI Laravel with the latest version, it was successfully able to install. Okay, we don't have any conflict. Previously we had two conflicts for Gazelle HTTP Gazelle and for the Laravel framework, but we updated both to the latest versions, and voila, we have the latest version installed. Here it is, 0.8.1. And right now, if we check this README, we don't need this README anymore because this is for the old version, 8.0. If we check this latest version, or if we check the main, for example, we will be able to follow the README. Okay, I'm going to copy the following command now. Let's clear the terminal, paste and hit the enter. And look at this. So it installed this OpenAI library and it created this file, and it was trying to update the env and env examples, and the variables already existed there. When I show OpenAI for Laravel some love by starting it on GitHub, I will type no here, but actually I will hit this star. I'm not authenticated. I will do this later. Okay, now I think we are in a very good position. Let's expand what things have been changed. So in the example, we have these new files. We have this OpenAI new config file. Great. And yeah, that's it basically. And inside the composer JSON, we updated the Guzzle HTTP Guzzle to the latest version. We installed this OpenAI PHP Laravel, the latest version, and we don't have anything changed here, but the Laravel framework was updated also in the composer log. Awesome. Now, if we try to make this same request, this test request, what I was doing, test, and hit this AI post, we have this 500 error. Here it is. You exceeded your current quota. Please check your plan and billing details for more information on this error. This is exactly what I was talking about. Basically, I reached my quota and I have to basically provide these billing details, my credit card information, and to add the payment method and start using this. Or I can create new account and use that new account. I don't know if I have a new account, but we need to make this working, right? So where's my account section? Here it is, personal. I'm going to try to log out. And let me try to log in with my second email. What password do I have? Do I have the same password? Okay, I have no idea what's the password. Okay, I just paused the recording and reset my password and logged in with my second account. And we're going to go inside the API keys. I don't have any API keys generated here. And let's call this Laravel Social Media Project. This is my secret key. I'm going to copy this. We are going to open this env file and paste this right here. And we need this organization ID as well. That was inside settings. And paste that right here. Now it was reloaded basically because the env was changed. And let's type test here and click this AI post. We still have some error. You exceed your current quota. Please check your plan and billing details. Okay, is this using proper API? I have to stop the server. How did I reach my quota? Probably it is still using the previous API. So what I will do, I will just stop my server and execute vendor bean sale stop. I'm going to stop the all the containers, because in general, when we are changing something inside .env and we have this application running with Docker, and sale basically is running with Docker, then we have to stop the Docker container, change something in the .env file and rerun it. Okay, and this is what we did right now. Change something in the env, but probably it was still using the old env values. Probably, I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna find this out. I'm gonna execute this sale up-t. It's gonna create the containers, and then let's go inside the container. and execute npm run dev. And we probably need to go inside the container from here as well. Okay, if I was right, now when we click on this AI post, which we should not see that error. We still see this error. You exceeded your current quota. Please check your plan and billing details. Does this mean that I have 0 API requests available? Am I right? Where is that? Okay, I will try one more account. Okay, I registered third account and logged in with the third account, but in order me to be able to generate API keys, system asked me to provide and to approve my phone number. As soon as I approved my phone number, then system detected that that phone number was used in another account, and that account did not have these API limits remaining. And basically, it looks like this OpenAI has these free limits on the phone number, not on the email. So basically, even if I register a new account number, a new account with the existing phone number, I was not still able to have these free API calls. So then I provided my billing details in my previous account, the original one, and I just filled the credit with $5 just to implement this functionality, and to show this to you. Okay, I need to simply undo my changes. I need the previous organization and the previous API key, because this is the initial one which I generated, the very first thing. And now let's try. Let's type test, and I'm going to hit API post. I still see this, you exceed your current quota. Okay, we need to find out why this happens now. This is what I want. And this is it, right? Yes. And what about the organization? Okay, that's it. It's personal. Do we have any limits set? No, this is not our limits. Okay, I have spent the $5. Why I am not able to send the API calls? Maybe I need to restart my server again, the sales server, which I will do right now. And hopefully this is the last thing since we start actually using the API. We have to execute, then sail up. Let's go inside the container. npm run dev. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's type test here and click on this AI post. And it worked. Okay, we have this exciting news. We are thrilled to announce that we have just released a feature on our website. Get ready to experience the next level of convenience and efficiency with the game-changing edition. Try it out now, and it's pretty awesome. However, now let's provide a real thing. Actually, let's get this content. We get this content, and we need simply to replace in our rich text editor. Let's go inside the post modal. We get this result. We print this result here. It has data and content. So let's destructure that data and take out data from there. And then I can just take data dot content, and we need to update the form body. Form body equals data content. Okay, this is how it should be. And just to save money on my account right now and don't make any extra API calls, because I have this $5 credit limit, and I want to finalize the functionality. So what I will do is just return this hard-coded text at the moment. Let me duplicate this line. I will comment this, and I will just return the following content. Let's use double quotes. Okay, nice. This is our content, and as soon as and I'm gonna just don't make the API calls into OpenAI. Okay, so I type something, test, for example, click the AI post, I get the following content. Awesome. Okay, I think we need also the content to be formatted probably like this. And let me click on submit. And here we see that exciting news. We are thrilled to announce blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. Let's try now this once again. I will click on test. We get this content. We provide this. Now what we need to do is probably first ask the OpenAI to provide this content formatted nicely. So please generate social media post content based on the following prompt. Then we need probably to give it more instructions like please provide formatted content, preserve new lines, and put hashtags at the bottom, or how to explain this. I want the hashtags to be 2 lines after the content, so I want them to be like this, or maybe provide new lines and put hashtags at the bottom on its own line. Yeah, this is how I'm going to explain. Please generate social media post content based on the following prompt. Please provide formatted content. Please preserve new lines and put hashtags at the bottom of its own line. And then I need to provide the actual prompt. So I will have this new line, 2 new lines. Then I will provide text prompt, 2 colon, and then I will put again new line. Okay, good. Good. Now let's work on this AI button. Okay, I want to create a custom button, if it's possible, inside this CK editor. When I click, I want it to be trigger the same thing. If it's an easy task, I will do this with the AI, with this CK editor. If not, then I will basically customize this button and put it somewhere, maybe with a position absolute somewhere right here. Okay, let me ask ChatGPT if I can easily do this. I am using CK editor in my Vue 3 application. How can I add custom toolbar button? This is what I want. Okay, so I have it installed. I have everything installed. Here it is, your custom plugin. Okay, I have to create that. Plugins and your custom plugin. And your custom plugin should look like this. Okay. I didn't get this fully. How can I provide SVG icon for my custom button? So I'm adding my own custom button, then I'm calling this editor UI component factory create button, then I'm providing my SVG label and button on execute. It's gonna do something. Okay. Now I changed my mind and I don't need that. It's actually more complex than I expected, and I'm also thinking that the CK editor is used in a couple of other places as well, like the form content. So it is used in other places, like when we edit the group and provide the description. Let me try. I will just try. Okay, if it's straightforward, we can go with that. Inside the JS, I'm going to create these, let's call this plugins, and inside there I'm going to, no, sorry, I need to create folder, new folder, plugins, and inside plugins I need to create new JavaScript file, AI button. Okay, this does not seem to be working. Cicada 5 core. Did we install this core? Maybe not. Let's try to install that. npm install npm install Cicada 5 core. This is AI button, AI button. Yeah, that was resolved. We don't see this underline error anymore. Register your custom button with an SVG icon. This is going to be AI button, and then we need to provide this SVG icon, which I'm going to take from hero icons. This is the SVG which I want to use. This is button icon. Let's execute npm run dev. And whenever I click on this button, I will just print console log AI button. The label will be generate content using AI. Awesome. Fingers crossed. We need to import this AI button inside the post modal, and we need to use that right here. Let me check in ChatGPT again how this is done. Okay, we need to put this inside the plugins. We have this editor config, and we can provide plugins, and we need our AI button, and then I need to use this with the name I defined. I defined this name right here. So my name is basically AI button. Let's see. The browser was reloaded. We see already some errors. We see these duplicated modules. and that happened because we imported this, we installed core. So we installed this CKEditor 5 core, and we had something else which conflicts with the core. Let me search for this. Where is that? CK. Why I don't see the CK editor? I'm sorry, it should not be in the composer JSON. It should be in the package JSON, obviously. That's why I don't see CK editor. Okay, so we didn't have this core. We had this view and build classic. Okay, let me ask to ChatGPT. I don't want to install CK editor core. Can I use package CK editor build classic to create plugin? Okay, now this tells me that I can use this as a basic, and I can create something myself, and I can create my own build, and I can use that. But this is something too complicated right now. I will create that. I will remove this. Let me actually remove that. npm uninstall and npm run dev. This AI button is something we can delete. The entire plugins, I can delete that. And I'm going to create separate button. Where should I create this? Let me wrap this inside div, the entire CK editor, and I'm going to give this relative. Okay, then I will create this button inside there. I'm going to give it width 8, h8, padding 1. Let's give it rounded. bg indigo 500, and on hover we're going to have bg indigo 600, and let's give it text white as well. And then I can put my hero icon inside there. Let's format the code. Great. And I'm going to give this button also absolute, position absolute, right 1, and top 4, something like this. Let's have a look. Let's reload the page. Where is that? I think we have that imported somewhere. AA button, we can remove it. And this AA button, we can remove it. Okay, good. The error is gone. Click on this, and this is the icon. Okay, let's change its position. Let's first of all reduce the width and height for this icon. W4, H4, it is smaller. We need to put this in the center, so I'm going to give it flex and justify. These classes are coming from the Bootstrap, Telescope Bootstrap. I need justify center and items center. These are the Talon CSS classes. I save this, so this button is in the icon is in the center, and we are trying to position the button properly right now. So I need to give these top 8 maybe, or 12. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, now if I generate some lorem ipsum text, I can do this right now. I'm gonna paste this here, and I have this button, which let's display on mouse over. So let's give this group, and then we need right here, give it opacity 0, which is gone. And then on group dash hover, I think it is group dash hover, isn't it? Not sure. Let's give it opacity 1. I don't remember that part. It is not group hover. Let's search for inside the entire project. It is group hover, I think. Where is the group? We gave it group. Okay. And then we gave it opacity 0, and it has on group hover, we have opacity. Aha, we need opacity 100. Okay, great. We can give it also transition all, to give it this nice appearing style. Perfect. This is awesome. Let's go on the backend side right now. The front end is completely ready. On the backend, we can uncomment this, and we can return that part, and we can try on different prompts. Good. This is the content which I pass, and this is something what I expect. Okay, let's provide. I have built 40+ hours video playlist on my YouTube channel with project build social media website with Laravel. Give me social media post for this AI. I'm going to click on this. We need probably loading indicator. Yeah, which I will do. Let's see. It is thinking, or doesn't think. Wait. I'm sorry, we don't listen to click on this button. Where is this AI button? Here it is, AI post. So let's get this function name. I can delete this button. Let's scroll up and get AI content. And before we actually execute this, let's implement the loading indicator as well. There is this loading indicator, I think, in the Tailwind CSS, like spinner or something like this. Spin. This is it. Yeah, exactly. If I provide this animate spin, or let me actually inspect this, what it is. This is the SVG, entire SVG, which has this animate spin class. So if I copy this SVG, and we have this button, and inside there we have this SVG. Okay, let me comment this SVG and post the other one, which has animate spin, and I need to have a look. It has this spinner. Let's remove this margin on it. Okay, it is spinning. Let's reduce the width and height to 4. Good. Then I need to define one reference here, const AI button loading. Ref by default is going to be false. Okay. Whenever we are going to, before we're going to make the request, AI button loading dot value equals true. And when we get the answer right here and here, we're going to set the AI button loading equals false. Then right here, I'm going to disable also the button, disabled if AI button loading. And also I'm going to provide it different classes when it is disabled. Okay, or basically we need it like this. For disabled, we need cursor not allowed, and let's give it bg on disabled. We need bg indigo 400 or 300, and on hover, when it is disabled and we are doing on hover as well, we get also bg indigo 300 when it is disabled. And to test this, how this looks, I'm going to set the default value for the button to be true, so it is disabled. Okay, good. We see this cursor not allowed, it is disabled. One thing which I want to change is this 300 is too light, so let's change this into 400. That's fine. And then this SVG, which is the spinner SVG, should only be visible if the AI button is loading, and the second SVG, which is an actual the stars icon SVG, let's format the code, that should have else. Your support is the most important thing for me. So the single best thing what you can do right now is to pause the video, hit the subscribe and the like button, and continue watching. I would really appreciate. Thank you. Now this is disabled and we see it cursor not allowed and it is loading. And if we change that into false, we see nice button with this sparkling stars. That's why I said it's sparkling, I don't know. Stars. Awesome. I lost my content, the prompt, however, and let me provide it. I have developed social media website with Laravel and recorded the entire process, and I plan to publish this as a single playlist on my YouTube channel. Let's click this icon. The request was made. It is in loading right now, and we have to wait until we get the answer. It is thinking, and we got this. Okay. This is great. Hey everyone, exciting news. I have just finished developing a social media website using Laravel, and guess what? I have recorded the entire process for you all. Whether you're building, where you are a budding developer or simply curious about behind the scenes of creating social media platform, the playlist is for you. Join me on my YouTube channel as I share every step of the journey and explore the magic of Laravel. This is great post, actually. I like this. And would I make any change here? I don't know. No, I will leave this everything as it is. Just the hashtags, as I said, I want them on a separate page, separate line. But not big deal, right? So then I can review this every time and I can adjust it. So I'm going to hit on submit here, and the post was just created. Let me try to adjust my my prompt a little bit. So please generate social media post content based on the following prompt. Use formatted or generate formatted content with multiple paragraphs, and the final thing will be put hashtags after 2 lines from the main content. Okay, let's try to generate one again once again. Okay, I have provided slightly different prompt right now. I'm going to copy this prompt. I don't want to lose it again. And I'm going to click on this icon. It starts this loading. Probably we should make this icon a little bit transparent so that we can see text behind it. Maybe if we go right here and then on this button we have this opacity 0 and then opacity 100, and maybe we can set this opacity like 70%. But let's first see the content. Here we have that content. It's a pretty large content. Okay, cool. Let's submit this. I don't want to lose this generated content. I'm going to save this 70%, and next time if I type something, oops, let's actually, I think I have that copied. Yep. Okay, we don't see that. We don't see that. What if I make it like 10%, and on its server we can increase this percentage? Actually, let's leave it to 100. Okay, so this is, I think, the end of this specific section. We have implemented this AI feature which will generate social media post content for us. One thing which I'm going to test right now is to use a different engine from this OpenAI. As you see, my balance basically went down because I used a couple of API calls. And if I go in the limits, we see different models, the limits for each model. So this is what we are using right now. If we go on the backend side, we see that we are using GPT 3.5 Turbo, which has much higher token limits inside here. But this GPT-4 is, as far as I know, more intelligent, and it has these lower limits here. And this is also something in preview at the moment. Okay, let's try to use, for example, this GPT-4, and if that changes anything, so it's going to be interesting. I'm going to switch to GPT-4, and let's provide this content. So here's my prompt, and I'm going to hit this button, and let's wait. And I'm going to save this prompt because I'm losing this prompt every time. So I'm going to create Scratch file and just paste this right here. Okay, so here we have that. Not sure if there's a big difference. There are hashtags inside the content as well. I'm excited to announce that I have built a complete social media website, blah, blah. I can read this. We have hashtags inside here as well. I think this engine is great as well. I can't compare. However, the GPT-4 is, I think, more intelligent. You can try the other one as well, which is GPT-4 10.06 preview, which I guess is the latest one at the moment, and I guess is the most smart one as well. In the next lesson, we're going to implement searching for users, groups, and the posts.